Good morning. Good morning. I am on the Pennsylvania-New York state line right now, getting ready to go to Quebec, Canada. Kind of hoping they would put off a projected winter till after I got back, so I can get out of the big areas before stupidity hits in. But let me see here. Give you my thoughts on what's gone on since the election. Let's see if we can't put that up there a little bit better. Hopefully that's better. Had to put my blocker up because all you had to see nothing but poof light. Okay. So back to the whole thing. All right. So why do I feel that there's something shady with this year's presidential election? Because I know people got that, and I've expressed it to certain people, so we're just going to put it out there on my channel, and here's why. I stayed up election night at the house till 2:30 in the morning. Trump come out 2:39, and, hey, it's not over. We've got a 15-point lead in Pennsylvania. We've got a 10-point lead in Georgia. We've got a 6-point lead, I think it was Wisconsin or Michigan, a 5-point lead in the other one. And North Carolina, he was leading. Not by much, but he was leading. Arizona and New Mexico, they're still counting. Or say they're counting or whatever. That is right after all 7, as they call, swing states stopped counting. I've never seen this in history. They just said, okay, we're done. Phew, stop it. Everybody go home. We're going to come back in the morning and start this fiasco again. There's no way we can finish this. I have never seen that go on. Ever. Wake up the next morning. By noon the next day, this lead's gone, that lead's gone, this lead's gone. Now, if you do the calculations and you do the 100 and some odd thousand ballots in Wisconsin and a 200 and some odd thousand ballots in Michigan and 800 and some odd thousand ballots in Pennsylvania, and they're saying out of the 1 million ballots, not one ballot was for Trump. I'd have to believe that's about statistically impossible. Now, you get it there and you start reaching your news systems, and I mean not your mainstream media. It's not your AP and Reuters controlled news. Not your stuff not Fox, not CNN, ABC, MSNBC. Go like Sky News Australia, Sky News British Columbia, Newsmax, One, American News. It's not comforting news, but it's probably more true news than you're getting anywhere else. And I'll come back to that in a minute. But they're all sitting there coming out and releasing programs called as Hammer and Scorecard, and it was used in 2016 in Florida and a bunch of other stuff. So here's what's going to happen. This isn't my prediction. This is another prediction of some other people that I've listened to some stuff, and then I'll explain it. They're going to do a bunch of recounts. They're going to go through the courts. They're going to get recounted. Stuff's going to go on. Trump's going to come out and it's going to get overturned by a slim margin. At that point in time, Biden's going to throw a hissy fit. And the Democrats are going to throw, a major uproar. And chaos is going to ensue at this point in time. Okay? And then they're going to come out and they're going to get involved and they're actually going to go ballot by ballot. And then the prediction is Trump's going to win by a landslide. And it's going to show the corruption. Now, if corruption is never pointed out, and it's not pointed out this time, I don't think it ever will be, and you can kiss America as you know it goodbye. A lot of people sit there and say, it won't change that much. Yeah, it will, because they are globalist, one world government people. Rules for me, not for thee. I can do this. You're not good enough for this because you're a peasant. Okay. And it's like I've been telling you for the last, going on 10 months now, on my thought videos and stuff, y'all need to look up and start paying attention to Agenda 21 and Focus 3030 and 2030 and all the other Griswold things that are out there. But, everybody wants to say, that's conspiracy. No, I think it's flat out truth And they try to hide it because the more it gets out there, the more it gets known, the more people get woke. The more people that are woke, the harder it is for them to do their agenda. Hence, this is why they don't teach government, civics, economics, and a bunch of other real true history in school anymore. If you can hear the train going by the train track, sorry. I can't pick where they place that stuff. So there's that. Okay, now I'm supposed to come back to something that's done slipped my mind. It's like Jeopardy. Do. No coffee yet this morning. Okay. Well, this is going to be a big chaotic deal. I hope people's got their stuff together. Now, here's the deal. Conservatives took it when Obama was elected twice and never did anything. With the way that I've seen people on Facebook on this that sit there and say, oh, well, they've done said who won. No, the news has a projected winner. It's not. There's, 2 states at this. Okay, wait a minute. What's today's date? What is today's date? The 8th, right? Okay, so one state that I know has been verified, and that's Delaware, and they verified the 5th. Oklahoma will verify theirs the 10th. Every other state will start verifying theirs between 11/20 and 12-something. Okay, and that gives room for all these suits to go on. Now, there's a suit in Pennsylvania because they weren't allowed to have their observers within, they're supposed to be in there watching them, and they let them in and said, okay, no phones, no pictures, no recordings, you can't do any of this, and you got to stay 25 feet over there. They took that to court. They got an emergency injunction to let them within 6 feet. Even after they got that injunction, they said, nope, you can't go over there, and they're like 12, 15 feet away. Still can't see what's going on. I mean, you can sit there, okay, but can you see who voted for who? Is anybody marking anything on the ballots? Is this? Not really. So the rule was they were supposed to be within 6 feet. So that has gone on in Allegheny County. That has also gone on in Philadelphia area, which, is supposedly where Biden got all his supporters at. And I'm still trying to figure out how somebody comes up with like 15 people at a rally, and it's circled by cars, and everybody's in their cars, and then beats the guy that gets, 50, 60,000 people, 4 years ago, and maxes everything out now. Within, whatever. I'm just not buying it. Plus, how the hell is it that it's looking like the Republicans are probably going to break even in the Senate and keep it? And then they gained so far 7 seats in the Congress. It's kind of weird a bunch of people would vote for Biden and not flip all these other seats. And they're like, well, people want a divided government. Well, okay, I get that. And years ago, that used to work. Today, with the far, they call left-wing agenda and the far right-wing whatever, that don't work out too well for people. So there's that. But you're going to start hearing a lot of stuff if you do your homework about machines messing up and stuff like that. But here's one thing that's gone on is Pennsylvania, they said, hey, here, use this Sharpie. That's what it's made for. Our ballots are made for this. At the top of the ballot, if you read, it says, do not use a marker or Sharpie. Use black or blue pen, ballpoint. Reason for that, the machine picks it up. It's kind of like number 2 pencil. You had to use the wood number 2 pencil, take your test, it scanned in the machine. That's because the machine wouldn't read the rest of that lead that was going on. It had to read that Pacific design lead because of density and stuff that was in there. Okay. Not only did that happen in Pennsylvania, but it's coming out. It's happened in Nevada. It's happened in Michigan. It's happened, I think, in another state. So it makes me wonder if they're passing these things out. Is it where they're going to, okay, in Oklahoma when you vote, you're going Republican, Democrat, Republican. Okay, over there, go talk to them. You go over there and talk to them. You give your name, photo ID. They match it up with your name. They look at you and say, okay, that's you. Here's your ballot. Okay, so these states that did that, they sit there and say, oh, you can't use that. Here, use this Sharpie. That's voter fraud. How about the post office guy, whistleblower, come out and said that his boss told everybody in there that everything they got received the 4th and the 5th, date the 3rd. The guy says, well, that's illegal. He says, I don't care. Do it anyway. Hand stamp it. There's some voter fraud. But the other post office guy that was caught at the Canadian border the other day with a trunk load of ballots. Didn't say they were filled out, sealed, or whatever. Oh, I took a wrong turn. Okay, great. What are they doing in your personal car? Okay, what about the guy that was throwing ballots away? These are, I'm going to assume legally cast ballots at people setting stuff up. Now, I also found it funny that the post office union also decided to back Biden, and then all of a sudden, like I said, the counting stopped, and I'd never seen that in my life. And I've been voting for a lot of presidential elections, and I've talked to guys older than me, and they're like, nope, never seen that either. So that makes it kind of fishy, and that's why I'm throwing such a hissy this time. Looks like we got a little hippie walking here with a bike. That's all right. But I think we got a long road to hoe. I think everybody needs to stay vigilant, be safe, and keep the faith. Got any questions, write them down. We'll try to answer them. I am going to be in Canada crossing the border today. So it's going to be a couple of days before I get back. I hope the country's not on fire when I return. I love y'all. Please like, share, subscribe. And y'all, again, stay vigilant, be safe.